Hello lovelies! My name is Delaney and welcome to my channel that is called dooloonoo. Don't ask why, I don't have a reason. Also, if you're wondering what this is from, it's because I donated blood today at my school because I'm the good Samaritan every now and then. Donate blood unless you're afraid of needles or have some sort of disease or something like that, then don't donate blood. But if you're healthy and not afraid of needles, do it because you could save someone's life, and isn't that just like fantastic? Today I'm doing a book haul for you because for my birthday, as I said before in the last video, I got a lot of money and I actually got 2 Barnes & Noble gift cards, so I was quick to spend that, not gonna lie, because I'm addicted to books if I'm being honest. But let's get into the haul. This was in like 2 separate trips. So like the first trip to Barnes & Noble, I got 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher because I started watching the Netflix TV show. And I watched a couple episodes and then I got the book. And I was on my way to somewhere and my dad and I were in like a lot of traffic, so I started reading the book. And I actually finished it, so it's not like totally new now. But I finished it and I thought it was actually really good. And I like the book a lot more than I like the TV show. But I do like how the TV show does like all the different storylines for all the different characters, if that makes sense, you know? And the second book I got on that trip was Legend by Marie Lu. Because I got Legend because one of my best friends read it and she really liked it. And so I read this in a few hours. I liked it. I just thought the characters were kind of like typical dystopian novel characters, but didn't stop me because I bought the other 2 books in the series. But if you want like a full review on Legend or any of the books I read, like let me know and I'll make one because I love talking about books. It's the only thing I do in my life. And so then I spent some of my money on that, and then I got a huge order of like 9 books, I guess, because I can't be stopped. So one of the first books I got was Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard, but I've read this book already, but I read it on my Kindle and I wanted like a physical copy, and I love it because look how pretty this cover is. Literally, if a book has a pretty cover, there's a 90% chance I'm gonna buy it because of the pretty cover, you know? But I bought it and I actually haven't read it in a long time, so I don't really remember what it's about, but I'm gonna read it again and I'm really excited to. The next book I got was Prodigy by Marie Lu, which is another book in the Legend series. I think it's the second book I want to say, and so yeah, I'm actually kind of excited to read this because I read the first one already. My one thing about this book is that I don't like how it changes fonts as it like changes like point of views, you know? Like I get they're trying to like make them distinct so you can tell when it's someone else's, like it's from someone else's eyes, but I don't really like that. And the next book I got was the last book in the Legend series, which is called Champion, and honestly I'm kind of excited, and I predict, I'm sorry about that noise, that was my dog. And but anyways, I predict that I'm actually gonna hopefully like this series. I really like the covers. I think they're like absolutely gorgeous, not gonna lie. The next book I got was The Cellar by Natasha Preston, and I got this because I thought it was really interesting, and it's actually kind of different from the books that I usually read. Like it's kind of more of like a horror book than like fantasy sci-fi, because like that's the series I normally read. But I thought it was really interesting, and it's about this girl named Summer who is locked away with 3 other girls by this man who is trying to gather up a garden, I guess. I don't really know. But it sounded super interesting, and so I got it, and honestly, I think this is the book I'm most excited to read, if I'm being honest. The next book I got was Before I Fall by Lauren Oliver, and the reason I got it was because I'm not gonna lie, the reason I got it was because I saw the trailer for the movie and I thought it was super interesting and I really liked the whole idea of it, and so I got it because I wanted to, if I find a movie that intrigues me and it comes along with a book, then I really want to read the book that goes along with the movie before I watch the movie. I didn't really do that with Maze Runner. I read Maze Runner after I saw the Maze Runner series, after I saw Maze Runner Scorch Trials, which made me very angry about how different Scorch Trials book and movie are. But anyways, get into that in another video, maybe. But I got Before I Fall because I thought it was a really interesting idea, and I wanted to read it and then watch the movie, because my favorite thing to do is point out the differences between movies and books. Watching Harry Potter with me is the worst idea you could ever do, but for some reason people still do it. The other book I got was Pretties by Scott Westerfield, and the reason I got the second book instead of, you know, the first book is because I already have the first book, and I actually haven't read the first book yet. But I got Pretties because I think I did read Uglies. It was a long time ago. I don't really remember. I read it at a point in my life when I was reading like 9 books like this thick or more a week. So I don't exactly remember what it was about completely. But I want to read it again, and so I got the second book because I can. Oh, right! Another book I got was Game of Thrones, and this is very thick, and the font is very small. But I got Game of Thrones because my dad read the series, and he really liked it, and my dad is also watching the series, and I'm kind of watching the series, but not really. But I really wanted to get the book, and the reason I only get like the first book when I start a series is because I want to test it out and see if I like it, and then if I do like it, I can get the other books in the series, but if I don't like it, then I didn't waste my money on like a box set or anything like that. But I got Game of Thrones, and I'm kind of excited to read it. I haven't really decided yet, because I remember the TV show being very bloody and gory and stuff like that, but I mean, like, I watched The Walking Dead, so. The other book I got was Matched, and I'm kind of on the border about Matched, because I really don't like the young adult novels that are all about a love triangle and how the love triangle is the most important thing in their lives. I really don't like that. I think it's kind of stupid, but I wanted to give Match a try because I've heard so many things about it, and I can let you know what I think of it once I finish reading it, because, I don't know, love triangles are kind of, like, in Infernal Devices with, like, Jem, Will, and Tessa, that was okay for me because they had so many other things going on, and it wasn't, and, like, the love triangle wasn't, like, the main thing happening, you know? You get where I'm coming from? Yeah? Cool. And the last book I got from Barnes & Noble in this whole haul thing was The Glittering Court by Rochelle Mead. And I got The Glittering Court because my friend actually read this, and I thought the cover was really cool, and and so I looked it up, and I thought it was really interesting, and so I bought it, and I'm gonna read it, and hopefully I don't hate it, you know? But yeah, I'm actually kind of excited. I'm actually pretty satisfied with all the books that I got. Like, I spent a week going through, like, the books in Barnes & Noble that I thought I would like, and I got rid of a bunch and I added a bunch, and it kept going in this cycle until I settled down to like, I think the 9 books that I got. But yeah, I was gonna get everything, but I didn't really like how the romance was the main thing in the story. Like, I liked stories that have more to them than just romance. You know? I'm not the biggest romance novel person, if you can't tell. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you all at some later point.